quickly say I have no evidence or proof that the language that we read in the media, because usually you hear our sources. You can't attribute this to anybody in the presidency. I've not heard any of the presidential aides or a minister use such language. So I want to just assume they're just things that are just in the public space, that they are perhaps creation of...
the same way we had this Lagos Calabar, which he also spoke about, that they had a meeting, but no source was quoted.
I was careful. You used the words. Your question was direct choice of words.
Yeah.
That's why I said, I'm not too sure those are the words.
So assuming those were the words? I
would not assume. I would deal on facts.
But in this same one,
yes,
there was no source quoted, and they said, yes, it was true.
He said it is not in the budget. While the other side said it was removed. But when you talk about distortions and what have you, that's all that. So if it is indeed true that it is not in the budget, then it speaks volumes. It means something is fundamentally wrong somewhere. It means the president and his team sat down over a budget. And to imagine that is part of what the president is going to discuss in China. To imagine that counterpart funding is ready for it.
But how could the president be discussing that in China when they say it was not in the budget?
Chamberlain, let me land. So if indeed the president is part of what is going to discuss in China, and the president is saying, or the presidency is saying, this was removed from the budget. And the National Assembly...
Remember, there was no source quoted to that story as well. Sorry,
sir. And the National Assembly is on the other hand saying, it was never included. Then something is fundamentally wrong somewhere. Is either there are saboteurs on the left or on the right.
You're just wondering, though,
of the divide.
From the response of the chairman appropriation committee.
Yes.
Would you say that you saw this coming? Because he talked about how, first of all, the executive arm of government did not get its act together, yes, and they eventually helped them, give them a budget, and now they have the audacity. He used that word, audacity, to complain. It does talk about an underlying,
for him to use the word audacity, I must say it's quite unfortunate. It's quite unparliamentary. It borders on sheer arrogance. I mean, audacity.
Does it tell?
Audacity?
Does it tell?
Those are very strong words.
Does it tell of an underlying
rancor
between the National Assembly or the executive?
Honestly, I don't want to go into the whatever undercurrents there might be. He is the one who has given that impression with such choices of words. First and foremost, let's even assume we are from different parties. First, Nigeria should be paramount to all of us. It should neither be about the executive or the legislature. It should be about Nigeria and the people of Nigeria. Even if these mistakes were made, even if the executive gets it all wrong, even if the legislature gets it all wrong, it is not for either or for us to play politics with Nigerians or to play politics with the life of Nigerians. That's assuming they are indeed undercurrents. Because what does I play now is about you, about me. It's about business. It's about the economy being inflated. That is what is the issue now. I mean, as of last week, everybody was so hopeful the budget will be passed and we will move on. And suddenly, it's reversed. So for me, I think, and I keep emphasizing, there is need for both arms of government to sit down.
You don't see politics in all of this?
It's absolutely necessary. Iron out gray areas, return this budget. In another 2 weeks, we can't get it right. Return this budget. I'm not too sure the National Assembly is saying, no, you will not have a... The National Assembly is perhaps saying, you did not see what you are saying we removed. That is what perhaps the National Assembly is saying. And if the executive says it was there, okay, maybe in putting it together, it was accidentally omitted, a mistake can be corrected.
But the National Assembly has said here that, look, they need the executive to communicate a lot more with them.
I think I've said that much.
Yeah, they are saying that the phraseology coming through from them is not in any way the case, because they're also reporting that, look, we're not happy because if we have helped you clean up the budget, you can't then serialize in the
the budget. There is nothing like helping cleaning up the budget. That is why it has come to you in the first place. It comes to you to clean up. That is why you are the approving authority.
No, I guess he was saying that because of what has just come up. If no one had complained, then they had done their job. So in other words, they have done the cleanup. But the executive arm is saying, this is not how well we wanted this to be cleaned up.
I think we're all on the same page. The executive is simply, that's why I keep saying that, I'll say, for the optimum time, communication. Something is simply missing. They are both just not getting on the same page. They are not sitting down at the table. Look, 1,000, I think it's about 1,800 page document. I've seen the budget proposal that was said. You know, you can sit down, form a team, sit down over a weekend and look at tooth comb, item by item. Let the National Assembly say, this provision convinced me. You convince them and take it item by item, and this will be resolved.
But what do you think
this will appear not to be happening?
What do you think should be coming from the go-between the executive and the legislature? I'm talking about the president's advisors on National Assembly matters. What should they be doing at this time?
For me, at this time, they have not done well. They have not done well at all. If they had done well, they would have taken full charge of this process. When I mean full charge, I mean full charge. Because that is what you are supposed to do. You are the liaison between both arms of government. The time when the budget comes in, you are the one who escorts it in. You monitor every process. You monitor it at every stage. And when a minister is defending his budget, an MD is defending the budget, or whoever is defending the budget, these advisors, their offices must always be present. And when something is wrong, you are quickly liaising with the other side.
That's the reason.
You are quickly making these corrections. You are quickly bringing these people on the same page.
Honorable, that's the reason
why they've not done it. Look, when the budget, the details were going out, it ought to go. I mean, I saw that it went through the special advisor at Enang, and then we saw him on camera, handing it over to the secretary to the government of the federation. At the point of handover, at the point of the scrutiny, where were you? So when it was not being scrutinized, this is missing. Oga, this one is missing. Let me note it.
Honorable,
let me go and find out why it is missing.
Let me come in here, because you talked about how you know there also have been retreats on the budget, a lot more communication. There was a budget defense.
Yes.
What happened in that process? If we'll continue to hear, no, this wasn't included, no, you didn't even get the straight to the first
budget,
instance.
the way the budget defense works.
Yeah.
If you ask me to come and defend my budget, I just give an overview of what we want to do. If you don't invite me, it presupposes, well, you are satisfied with what you have seen. And that is why it is taken to committee. It's not the appropriation committee that actually asks for the budget defense. It is the MDAs and the ministries. And they go to the relevant committees that have oversight functions on them. It is those committee reports that are now aggregated together by the appropriation committee. And more often than not, the agencies, it is now the chairman of those committees that even now defend those before the appropriation committee. So if at the point of a budget defense, what is a budget defense? It's for you to come and clear gray areas. So if you pick up my budget, let's assume we all both have the same documents, or, you know, and you ask me the questions you ask that I respond to. What you do not ask, I possibly will not go to. So maybe perhaps, if only and only, I mean, the transport minister, for instance, might have assumed that the Lagos Calabar project is there. So he needed not go and defend what is not being asked to defend. You know, what is taken as maybe admitted. You know,
above all, Nigerians will just hope that at the end of the day, that they should be able to come together and sort this out. It's April, and we need a budget. Honorable Babatunde
We will
Ogala.
sort it out. I think if I just might put this as my position, what is at play, like I said, is a learning curve. Perhaps in a long time, this was the first time the legislature is actually working as a legislature that is putting the executive on its toes.
The first time?
Yes, perhaps, arguably so. You know, it's putting the executive on its toes. So these are minor hiccups that we'll get. And I'm sure in another week or two, whatever it is will be resolved and the country will start running autopilot.
Autopilot.
All right.
Yeah, autopilot.
Honorable Babatunde Ogala was a former chairman House Committee on Judiciary with the Lagos State House of Assembly. Thank you for coming on this morning.
It's my pleasure being here.
Well, we'll be back. We'll have another matter to focus on as well today. Just hang on. We'll try to